There are roughly 30 million people playing the beautiful game of FPL all over the world, and my rank last year was in the top 300k. So basically I finished amongst the top 300k all over the world, and my goal is to make sure that you finish in the top 300k or even higher as well. Hello guys, the FPL season is back again, and in this video I'm just here to tell you 3 drafts I feel you should consider for your game week 1 team. The last draft is a Salah and Haaland draft, so please stick around for that. But as promised in the title, I will be telling you 2 major updates to FPL in a nutshell. So the only 2 updates you need to worry about is the fact that now the game is changing and we have double chips now, not just the wild card. So all the chips that we have, you're going to be getting them twice in the season. So that is the bench boost, the triple captain, and everything you have is going to be in doubles now. The second thing you need to worry about is defender contribution. So unlike before, there are certain players that we couldn't consider because they didn't give us much points, but right now for defenders they are going to be given 2 points maximum for 10 tackles, like a compilation of tackles, blocks and interceptions. It just has to be 10 and they will be getting maximum of 2 points for that. So basically players like Rodri, Rice, you can now consider them because they actually score goals, and because of how they play they're going to get interceptions, blocks and clearances at some point of the game. So without further ado, let's just go straight into the 3 drafts I feel you should be considering for game week 1.
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to say before we start looking at all the drafts is, while I was compiling these 3 drafts, apart from the last one, is that I tried to pick players that are going to be 90 minutes as short. So players that are going to be always playing for their teams, players that are always going to be instrumental. But the key thing here is at least your minutes have to be secured. So knowing that, first draft for game week 1 will be Kelleher at goal, Gabriel, Udogie and Aina in the defense, Mitoma, Palmer, Salah, Ismail Assar and Declan Rice as your midfield, and João Pedro and Isak as your strikers. So pivotal thing about this is the fact that Declan Rice is included. As we all know, defensive contributions have been involved or included into FPL. Declan Rice is someone that's on set pieces, usually shoots from outside the box, and definitely has interceptions, tackles. As he plays in the deeper part of the midfield role, I feel he will be very instrumental, and I feel he'll be great addition to this team. So this is a very balanced out team, and you can see Isak over there. Isak probably be a Liverpool player by the start of the season, who knows, but he's someone you need in your team, whether he's in Liverpool or Newcastle. He's under contract, so if he doesn't get signed, he has to play, even though he didn't travel with the squad, which I felt was disappointing, but that's a topic for another day. Let's go into the second draft. Second draft includes Areola as the goalkeeper, Williams, Tarkowski and Gavio, and Kudus, Saka, Mo Salah and Ndiaye, and Chris Wood, João Pedro and Welbeck. So as you can see, João Pedro has been involved in 2 of those drafts because he's a player that I feel he's going to be very instrumental for Chelsea. Yes, he's the only one here, and maybe with Kudus you can say, oh, but their minutes are not secure, why are you putting them in your draft? When João Pedro came on for Chelsea in the first game in the Club World Cup, he scored a goal, a fantastic goal at that, scored in the second goal as well. So I feel like knowing that Maresca is going to start him for game week 1 easily. Besides, Chelsea also have a good run of fixtures for their first 3 games, so I believe he's someone that will be instrumental for their team. And if you notice, Cole Palmer isn't here, he's replaced with Saka, and I believe Arsenal against Leeds will be a very good team, very good captaincy option, but that's just for 1 game week. But Saka is slightly cheaper than Palmer, so he gives you room to actually expand on players on other parts of the pitch. So didn't talk about the bench for the last one, but Sanchez, Hudson-Odoi, the Cooper Cypher, I'm sorry, I don't want to butcher his name, Van de Ven as well on the bench. So for me, this is a decent team. I would personally go with the other one because it includes Palmer, penalty taker, and he's someone that's going to be very instrumental for the team. So let's look at the last team that includes Salah and Haaland. So for the last draft, which includes both Salah and Haaland, we have Sales in goal, Konza, Kukureya and Udogie in the backline, Mitoma, Rogers, Salah and Kudus as your midfielders, and Welbeck, Solanke and Haaland as your striker. So one thing first of all, I would have to say that I'm going to give credit to a guy on Twitter. His name is FPL. His name is False9, I believe. FPL False9, but his name is False9. He came up with this draft and he was fantastic and spot on. So the only grime I have with a Salah and Haaland draft is the fact that it's not going to give you a good bench. It's probably not even going to give you any bench you can work with. And personally, for me, if I'm going to be playing FPL, I like to have at least a solid team and a decent bench. Do you understand me? So my bench has to be decent. It doesn't have to be the best. They have to be players that will be starting for their teams. At least if you're going to play, if you're not a good player or if you're not that great of a player, you will be secured 90 minutes for your team and you probably get the odd goal here and there. That is why you're a bench player. You're not a player that's going to be starting week in, week out. But I like the fact that the bench players can also come on and do something in case I have injuries in the outfield players. But with this Salah and Haaland draft, it's not easy to actually get all you want. I'm actually surprised he was able to even draft out this team right here in front of us. But I don't want to make this a long video. I'll be doing more discussions on X, which was formerly known as Twitter, on my handle, which is Faye Talks FPL. Same handle as this YouTube channel, Faye Talks FPL, on all platforms. I'll be doing more drafts, more reasons, more player comparisons of players that I feel like will be great fits for my Game Week 1 team. But for now, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please like, subscribe. For further videos, I will be posting videos at least once a week. Every week the Game Week starts, Game Week 1 commences, and I look forward to actually sharing this journey with you guys. And I once again just want to thank you for actually watching the video up to this point. And yeah, that's all. Thanks guys, and we'll meet again. Peace out.